all three. All three. All right, here we go. We're jumping in now to the update, video number 3. Update number 2 with how the season is going. So last update, we were, I don't know, 20 some games in. Now we're nearing the All-Star break, 47-39. Unbelievable. Basically the same record here. Well, Cardinals are a couple games better than us, but real similar to the Cardinals, who we just beat 5-2. So this is the box score. Of course, they still have the Wizard. He's 38 though, so he might be retiring soon. Zeal, Langford, Gilkey. They traded for or signed. Yeah, they traded for Bream last year. Traded for Sid Bream. He's having an okay year. I mean, 6 jacks, 260, 42 ribbies. Julio Franco, they also traded for last year. So they were making moves at the trade deadline. That'll be interesting for us coming up soon here. I'm not really looking to do a whole lot though, because even though we're 47-39, we are 10.5 out of the hot Braves. I mean, they're hot. They've won 58 games already at the All-Star break. So McGriff, Lauser, Pennell, Chipper Jones is up. He was up last year, played a full season in '92. Didn't do great, but he was a regular starter, and now he's his second year here. He's doing a lot better. Last year he slashed 266, 316, 403, and this year all those numbers are substantially higher. They got Ron Gant, Deion Sanders, David Justice, the top-ranked right fielder in the game. He was the Rookie of the Year in 1990 before this sim started. 92 Gold Glover when this sim did start. 92 All-Star, 92 Silver Slugger. So this year, 93, certainly will probably be an All-Star again. Charlie LeBrant's been their ace. Now they don't have Maddox because he was with the Cubs when I started this sim in 92. I had to start it in 92 because then the 92 off season, coming into '93 was when the expansion draft happened. So I didn't want to come into the game in 1993, have all the '93 rosters, which then would not allow me to do the expansion draft as the Rockies. So they still have Smoltz, Glavine, and Avery. These guys are all ridiculous. Brady Raggio, this guy last year was a stud. 84 innings pitched with the Braves and 113 with St. Louis. So he was a stud. He was rookie of the year. He was an all-star. He should have been Cy Young, I thought. Should have won the Cy Young award. Did not. I think Jose Rijo did. I believe Jose Rijo won the Cy Young last year. Let's double check that. I'm pretty sure that's correct. We'll go to season records. Let's see here. Awards. NL award winners. Here we go. Yeah, Jose Rio. 19 and 10, 278 ERA. I mean, really good, but look at Raggio was 18 and 3 with a 209. 198 innings. I mean, I guess Rijo accumulated point 0.1 more WAR because he pitched way more innings. But definitely Raggio I thought was a lot better. I voted for him in the award voting. Xavier Hernandez was the reliever of the year, and now apparently he is down. He was waived 93 here, and was with San Francisco signed him. He had 25 innings, 5.76 ERA, so he was struggling a lot, and they waived him. Florida, I guess Florida signed him and waived him, and so he's in AAA now with San Francisco. So kind of interesting there. I mean that does happen in real life. A reliever has an outstanding year and then just not, it happens all the time, not as good. But you would think reliever of the year they'd give him a longer leash than that. But according to my scout, now that's a low accuracy on him though. But he's really nothing too special. All right, so our strategy is panning out pretty well, as you can see. Now we are at Mile High. We're not at Coors Field, Mile High Stadium. So the metrics are not nearly. They're still kind of crazy. I'll show you here. Here's our ballpark. So home runs are still 12% more from righties at least, but from lefties they're down. Triples are way up, 84% higher. Doubles are a little down. Average is slightly up for everybody. So I don't know, I don't know if they had like a lot of ballpark metrics from back then. So I don't really know how accurate this is from Mile High Stadium. Or maybe it is, and it's just because they played there for a year and a half only. So they just didn't have a lot of power lefties on the team, which they didn't. The Rockies didn't in real life in '93 and '94. So I don't know. Maybe that's why home runs were down from lefties. I mean, their home run guys were Galarraga, Bichette, Burks in '94, Castilla. Those guys were big home run hitters in '94. So yeah, that could be. I don't know. I don't know how this gets calculated, but we're kind of playing for '95 when we get to Coors Field. So I got a lot of young pitchers. I did sign David Cone. He's 30. Um, I thought it was a good sign. Like we got him through 1999. He's popular. He helps our fan interest. He was an all-star in, well, '88, but I thought he should have been or could have been in '92. Led the league. Ended up leading the league in games started. In '91, he was ridiculous. Led the league in WAR and Ks per nine. So he kind of fits right into the mold of the guy I'm looking for. High stuff. You can see he's 65 according to my scout. 65 stuff. We got Beltran, who's 65. Frank Castillo, he's kind of an anomaly. He's below average stuff. But I think I expanded draft. I got him in the expansion draft. He was young. He's 24. I thought he looked decent, like numbers wise, a 4.05 ERA. I guess his ERA plus was below average. But I think it's just he was on the minimum, and maybe my scout had him rated a little higher than this. So I just kind of like, I don't know, thought it'd be worth taking him on, and he's done great so far. Under a 4 ERA with 105 innings pitched. What's that ERA plus? 115 for us. Now, apparently, it says he's not receptive to criticism. So I don't know if he's hurt in the clubhouse. Let's check that out. Team chemistry, just outspoken, that's all. But I don't have anyone selfish or disruptive, so that's good. A ton of guys that are like leaders and captains and spark plugs. So our chemistry is really good. Um, so that was a decent, significant part of my focus. Same with coaching. We got good coaches. I got to develop these guys and have good staff cohesion as well, which makes the most of your coaches. So I kind of factored that in a little bit, but get guys that can really develop your players. And so, like, here's my bench coach, Robert Larson. He was with the Twins last year, who won 100 games, made the playoffs. Our manager, Ken Rothbauer, was the hitting coach for the Giants. They didn't do great, but his personality fit in really well with our staff, and he's outstanding at development. He handles aging good. So, I think those things are important in a manager. You got a hitting coach to teach hitting, pitching coach to teach pitching. And he lets me do the lineups and stuff. So, because sometimes I think the AI is kind of dumb, but it depends on who the manager is and how they're gonna do it. But right now, here's our OPS plus. Only 3 guys above 100, so only 3 guys above average, and Pena is barely above average. He was kind of I mean, he looked like a good pick. He's young, he's on the minimum, but it says he doesn't hustle, and he's not like great defensively. Like I really was trying to go more for guys that were really good defensively. So most of my lineup is, and actually the metrics show that we're third in zone rating, 11th in defensive efficiency. So I'm trying to remember how these are all calculated, but definitely when you're in hitters parks, one of those, if not both of them, is affected negatively. But we're sixth in strikeouts, so we're striking people out decently. Eighth in bullpen ERA, ninth in starters ERA. Not great, but not bad considering we're at a hitter's ballpark. Um, Stolen bases kind of high. I'm really not. I don't have the algorithm set to play a lot of small ball like with our strategy, but well, actually, he does. My manager does have it kind of higher, so I guess maybe now he's letting me control some of this stuff. I don't know if he did before, so I'm actually gonna move it down a little bit. Let's go to, yeah, all scores. That's fine. I just think, oh, that's, yeah, a little below average. That's as far down as they'll let me go with that. Not big on hit and running a lot. Sack bunting, in a hitter's ballpark, a little below average. I don't want us to ever really squeeze. That's as far down as I can go. Bunt for hit, that's fine. You get on base, but it's still below average, which is good. So pitch around, yeah, early in the game. This is kind of what I'm looking at is early in the game. Let's not intentional walk or pitch around guys. Play infield in. I mean, this is all early, so let's move it down to like average. There we go. Shifts, yeah, sure. Yeah, okay. Outfield shifts. We'll leave that. That's fine. Hook starting pitchers. They're a little on the quicker side. I guess I'm fine with that. Really quick for the relievers. Let's give them a little longer of a leash. And I guess I don't know if I really want to switch this stuff up too much. It's been working well, but I'm not going to make drastic changes with the pitching, I don't think. So lefty righty pitching matchups. I mean, early in the game, that's as far down as he'll let me go with it. Batting lineups, that's average. Um, okay, that's fine. Early in the game, pinch hit for pitchers. Very frequently they have it here, so it looks like, yeah, that's more of a modern way to do it. They're hooking the pitchers quick. They pinch hit for them. I guess I'm fine. I'm not going to mess with that. Pinch hit for position players is very high. I don't care. We got like 4 bench guys, so I don't know if I want it that high that early, but that's fine. And then use pinch runners early in the game. Let's go a little lower. Okay, so there's what it is. Let's go late in the game now, and we'll adjust off of this. So, well, this was all times. Okay, so pitch around that's as low as it can go. So you get a little later now. Maybe intentional walk average. I guess hold runners. Starting pitchers. I mean, I would go quicker as it gets later in the game. It's already a little below average. So maybe we just bump pinch hit for pitchers up again because I think it was a little higher. And then let's go prefer on lefty righty stuff. Maybe a little lower for the relievers now since that's where it was. So that's where I like it. We're just going to copy this and go to late plus, like last innings, paste it there. We'll also bump up pinch runners a little bit. We'll do that for the 7th and 8th as well. So there we go. All right. So that's how we're going to do it. That's kind of how I'm envisioning the team here. And again, we're doing well, but I think our offense can certainly be better at a hitter's ballpark. Now it's not Coors Field, but we're 8th in runs scored, so definitely our defense and pitching is getting it done. I mean, 7th in runs against, 8th in runs scored, so it's kind of our strength a little bit. We're just kind of like slightly above average all across the board. But yeah, Cohn's been a beast. We got a lot of high stuff guys. Trombley's above average stuff. Tillman is not, but in the bullpen. Martin, he's a high stuff guy. He had 45 saves with Toronto last year. They didn't protect him, so we got him. Norm Charlton, high stuff guy. Casey in, he's the low stuff. We only have like a handful. Quantrill I brought up, he was tearing it up in AAA. 103 ERA in 52 innings. But he's not a high stuff guy. He's struggling a little bit. He's got my worst ERA. Hernandez above average stuff, and Diaz above average stuff. So only like, I don't know, three or four guys on the whole staff that are not, good above average stuff. And that's kind of the picture that I'm looking to add. Um, Offense can be better, but yeah, Peters is doing real well, 117 OPS plus. I don't know if we'll have any of these guys as all stars. Casillas, he's hitting 312 this year, so he's leading off for me, 378 on base, 110 OPS plus. And I like Burnett's. He's coming along really well. He was 100 at bats last year, 37 games with the Mets, and we got him in the expansion draft. Wasn't protected very fast, so we do have some guys with speed, but good defensively, and he's got some pop. So I like him. I like Bragg a lot too. He's got a really good eye. He can get on base. He's got good gap power. He's on the minimum, and he's also fast. He's not great in the outfield though, so I believe I've shopped him around a few times. He's 23. I would think he'd be valuable to some teams, but I haven't really gotten a whole lot back from him. So anyway, let's sim this last. Well, I guess we got two more games with the Cardinals before the All-Star break. So let's sim these out here. Here we go. A 6-13 loss. That's a tough one. Let's see who got rocked. They had several guys with multiple hits. Felix Jose hitting 359 this year, had 3 hits. Darren Bragg, they let off today. Gave Casillas, I was going to say gave him the day off. They actually moved him down to cleanup, so gave some other guys days off. But Bragg, 3 hits in the leadoff spot. Maybe you heard me talking about shopping him around, but after the top of the order, we didn't have any production really. Peters had the day off, but he came in and he didn't start, but he came in and got a pinch hit. Frank Castillo getting rocked, two and a third inning pitched, 2 walks, 6 hits, so 8 combined, and 8 runs, 6 of them earned. Perez also got. This is good. They use kind of low leverage guys to bring in, I guess, once the game's a little out of hand. So Quantrill finished it up, 3 innings, gave up a run. So we got one more game, and then we're at the All-Star break. Let's glance at the standings here as well. Mets 4 games above the Cardinals, so Cardinals are definitely still in it. Phillies still in it, 6.5. Again, we're 11.5 out. It's really going to be between the Braves and the Reds. I mean, unless we just get real hot, but I guess we have still a whole month almost till the trade deadline, so it would be cool to be buyers at as an expansion team, wouldn't it? But again, I'm not holding my breath. The Braves are just stacked. Cubs here with Maddox, 11.5 out, but he's having a great year. Probably going to be an all-star. Sub-3 ERA. Here's your leaders over here in the NL. Tony Gwynn, Sheffield having a great year. He's ridiculous according to my scout. He's got 30 jacks already. Mattingly and Sheffield's not, well, he's tied. I was going to say he's not even leading, but he is tied with Bobby Bonilla and David Justice. So expect those guys to all make the All-Star game. Don Mattingly with the Cubs is third in batting average. RBIs, Bonds. So Cincinnati picked up Bonds. So actually, he he got traded to Toronto last year from Pittsburgh at the deadline, and was having a pretty good year with Pittsburgh. OPS in like 930, only hitting 274. I don't know in real life did he like ever hit below 300? But then he came to Toronto, didn't do so hot, still was decent on base and slugging, 396, 419, but 9 homers with Toronto. So he had 28 total. And so then he became a free agent. So he's bounced around a lot. Cincinnati signed him. Cincinnati made a lot of moves this offseason. So again, they're only 2 out, but they got Bonds, and he's got 29 jacks already and 92 ribbies, leading the league by far. Justice with 76 is in second. Chris Holey's over in the AL is actually close behind him, but Holey's is having a ridiculous year. He's got 38 jacks already, so he's on pace, I believe. Earlier in the year, he was on pace to break the home run record. So remember, this is 93. So the home run record is the old uh, Ruth, or no, Gehrig. Sorry, Gehrig, obviously. Let's look at all the let's look at the league history. Season and career records. So yeah, it was 62 by Gehrig, wasn't it? Because Ruth had 61. Where's home runs? Home run. Sorry, Maris, Gehrig, Maris, Yankees. I can't believe that's embarrassing that I forgot that. Hopefully you forgive me. Maris is 61. That's what Ruth was 60. Maris 61. It just isn't as big of a deal anymore, and it should be because these guys did it maybe clean or whatever. I know that gets controversial. What is clean? Like they're using, I'm sure they all use some kind of stuff, but roids are going to make you way stronger. And Bonds was certainly on roids. And so, anyway, McGuire obviously on roids. So, once those guys broke it, I just kind of was like, okay, yeah, like those are the new records. And you kind of forget a little bit. Yeah, Maris with his 61, Ruth with his 60. So, that's where we're at, though, in this universe. Hack Wilson, 191 RBIs. Is that going to be broken by Bonds with 92 already? I mean, he's got to get another 100. So I don't think so because All-Star game is a little bit past halfway. So, all right, let's sim one more, and then we're going to see oh, well, here, over in the AL first. Yankees 1 game up over the Tigers. So they're looking good. Matt Noakes. They got Charlie Hayes still. Danny Tarble, Bernie Williams, a great center fielder in this game. Rivera is a starter. He came in real life as a starter. They used him as a closer last year. He had 30 saves, but he's had good stamina, and they put him in the rotation this year, and he's their ace. He's doing great. 9-5 with a 3.86 ERA. Sterling Hitchcock probably doing slightly better, but they got him as the 3. But yeah, Melindo Perez, he'll be a free agent after this year. He's on the trade block I saw when I was looking around, but I don't think I'd want to go after him because he'll be a free agent after this year. So unless he's good with to re up his deal, so there are intriguing thoughts there with that kind of stuff. Like maybe you get a guy like that and try to re-sign him. But anyway, Blue Jays still in it, 4 out. Red Sox still in it, 5.5, 5.5 out. Indians, Brewers, I mean, 7, 8. You're getting further away, especially with 4 teams above you that are all fighting for that spot. So I'd say they seem like they're probably out of it, but it's very close race in the East. Not as close in the West. You got the Royals leading. Mariners right behind them, half game out. They got Randy still. He's been pitching well, striking guys out. He's not up there in wins. He is up there in ERA though, 3.41. So ERA is much higher over in the AL. Just I guess with the DH. I mean that's how it was though back then. Over here in the NL, you got 3 guys well under a 3 ERA. Charlie LeBrant with Atlanta. Bobby Jones, 23-year-old with the Mets, great young pitcher in this game. And then Miguel Del Toro with Pittsburgh. So real life, he was up barely in 1999 as a 27-year-old. Pitched 14 games, 23 innings. He was a reliever. And then he started one game in 2000. In this game, he's 21 years old. He's up early, and I believe he's a starter, right? Let's go back to him. Miguel Del Toro, yeah, 7-5, 119 innings already. So that's pretty cool. You'll see things like that happen quite a bit. David Cone, he definitely may be an all-star for us. When I said we may not have any, Cone certainly deserves it. He's second in wins. He's got 12, and his ERA at a hitter's ballpark is very good, 3.11. So maybe they'll hold that against him. It's a bit higher compared to all those top guys. But yeah, they Reds got Garner, or they didn't get him, but he's on their team. He came up with them. Ridiculous according to my scout, which is only an average accuracy, but great stuff and movement. And he was an all-star. Oh, I guess what, this year? Oh, so they have announced him. Yeah, they just announced him. So he's an all-star this year. Last year he was a champion with the Reds. Reds won the World Series, but was not an all-star. Really should have been. Started 34 games, 3.08 ERA, 113. I guess led the league in walks. I didn't realize that, but batting average against was the lowest, and Ks per nine, very good at 9.5. It didn't lead the league, but it had to be close. 117 ERA plus on the year. So he's very solid for the Reds. They've made a lot of moves. Let's check them out. Yeah, they picked up Don Slott in the offseason. They got Morris. They picked up Baerga, those guys are top 5 at their position. Barry Larkin, first ranked shortstop in the game. Bonds, first ranked left fielder. So, and they picked up Harold Baines as well from Oakland. So they're just going after it. It's pretty cool. Reds, they got big market size, big fan interest, a lot of money. So they're becoming the big red machine number 2. Take 2, big red machine. But the Braves are looking real good too. So, it'll be interesting to see how this pans out. Next year will be the reformatted divisions. So you'll have a third division now. So that adds 3 playoff teams plus a wild card in '94. It never happened in real life because of the strike, but it was going to happen. So that'll give us 4 teams total instead of 2. So you'll double the amount of teams, and we'll have a shot. Again, I'm kind of more playing for like 95 because that'll be Coors Field, but we might do fine. I mean, just with us being 7 games above 500 here at All-Star break, like that's certainly a possibility. Maybe we kind of play for next year even. But let's check out the All-Stars. Apier, Clemens, Randy Johnson, Jose Rijo, Cy Young winner with Cincinnati last year. They could not re-up him though. So even despite all that money, he opted to become a free agent and signed a big deal with Toronto. Byron Smith with Baltimore. Bob Tewksbury went to Detroit. A lot of offseason, big names this last offseason. Mike Garcia, Greg Prickle, Danny Cox, Eckersley, all relievers. Chris Hoyles, of course. Hoyles, I think is how you say it, Hoyles. Slugging over 800. I mean, he's ridiculous. He's 28. He's a catcher who's pretty good defensively too. So I mean, look at him to be maybe an MVP. 2-time All-Star back-to-back, Gold Glover last year, and Silver Slugger at catcher. So he's a well-deserved All-Star. You got Mike McFarland with Kansas City, leading their division. Tettleton, George Brett with Kansas City. He has not retired yet in this game. He's 40. He's having a great year. His ratings don't seem all that impressive, but he's hitting 352, slugging over 540. Tino Martinez, Olerud, Frank Thomas is always a beast in this game. Around the 90s, 43 home runs last year. I believe he led the league in that. Maybe not. No, he didn't. But 43 is a lot. I believe he was very close. So Frank Thomas, Fryman Giambi. Giambi's 22.
I don't know if this is technically his. He had 55 games played last year, so don't know if he lost his rookie status. But a lot of first basemen. Giambi's a third baseman actually. Edgar at third. Tomey they have at third. In real life, he actually was able to play some short, and he can in this game too. He came up as like a skinny shortstop, and then put on a lot more muscle. Hopefully, it was natural. I don't know if he was in the Mitchell reports and whatnot or whatever, but obviously became a big time power hitter. In this game, third baseman, big power. Jose Offerman, Cal Ripken with Minnesota. Baltimore could not re sign him in the offseason. Albert Bell, Mitchell, Reamer, Wangan, Griffey, the kid. He is a kid in this game, only 23. Looking real good, slugging over 650. Um, Roberto Kelly, he's with Baltimore, so Yankees to Baltimore. Bernie Williams, of course, and Tony Phillips with Detroit. Here in the NL, we got Ayala, Duff Brunley, who is a new name to me because I don't think, yeah, in real life, he barely made the bigs. Played with Texas for 3 innings, but in this game, he's developed into a high stuff pitcher. Last year with the Cardinals, was 10-4, but had a 191 ERA. So definitely a stud. He makes the All Star game this year, a very good ERA as well. 122 Ks and 128 innings as a starter. Candiotti, Del Toro, of course, making it. Sid Fernandez, there's Kevin Garner, Bobby Jones, good young pitcher. Charlie LeBrant leading the league in ERA and 15-game winner so far. So no David Cone. That's disappointing. There's Maddox making it. Chris Bosio. Relievers Larry Anderson, Andy Nezelik, Frank Speak with St. Louis. Dalton Olson and Don Slott, catchers. Slott looks to be injured. He's out 4 months. Ooh, that's a hard hit for Cincinnati. Mike Stanley, Florida, getting an All-Star. The other expansion team, they're not having a very good year though. Don Mattingly, McGriff, Bonilla, two first basemen. Bonilla, Jeffries, Gary Sheffield having a stud year, slugging over 650. Chipper, is that his first All Star game? Sure is. Chipper making the All Star game. Larkin, the game's highest rated shortstop, OPSing well almost 900, and on base and slugging are both in the fours, high four for slugging. There's Bonds, of course, Gant, Kruk, Paul O'Neill, Mike Deverox, Deion Sanders, and David Justice. So no Colorado Rocky All Star, even though our team is pretty good, but we just don't have big names. And as you saw, Cone was really our only choice because we just have like a lot of slightly above average guys. I'm fine with that. Looks like Cal Ripken got his 2,000th hit with the Twins. Let's see if there's anything else that we missed as far as like I like to look at players of the week and all that kind of stuff. Kind of stay in the know of what's going on. This was it lets you know if you get a minor leaguer. So for the rookie league, Keith Grunwald. So I have normal rookies imported to their original organizations. So I won't have the draft. The draft will be fun and stuff, but I kind of like letting this thing pan out where guys will be for the most part with their original teams. So Chipper with the Braves. Like as we keep going along, those guys will get imported to their proper teams. And then of course there's gonna be trades and all that kind of stuff that happens. So like we'll have Helton. Maybe I'll trade him for a good pitching prospect or something. But he's gonna be a really good first baseman. You would assume. Doesn't mean the guys always pan out. But all right, we got one more game against the Cardinals. We saw who made the All Star team, so we'll just sim through that. It's another blowout, 11-2. They're at 51 wins now. Sid Bream having a day, 4 ribbies, 3 for 4. Bragg leading off again, 2 for 4. Peters hitting second, so they gave Casillas, my normal leadoff, the day off. Yeah, just looking at these guys' numbers, a lot of offers though. Peters having a good year. I thought maybe he had a chance at the All-Star game. OPS and on base 383, 464 slugging. But who got rocked here today? Um, Looks like Mike Trombley. Maybe this was from me adjusting our strategy. I don't know. Trombley got rocked, gave up 6 runs in 3 innings. He's up to a 4.44 ERA, not terrible. And then, went with some of the lower leverage guys, I guess. But yeah, Roberto Hernandez had a very good year last year with Chicago. They didn't protect him. He had 18 saves for him, 270 ERA. But he's not having a good year with me. 5.81 ERA. He gave up 3 runs here today in 2 innings, and not like real impressive according to my scout, but maybe slightly above average, right around average. All right, let's go ahead. Let's see. Yeah, what other news do we have, and then we'll finish up the All-Star break. Jose Canseco with the Blue Jays, signed with them in the offseason, is Player of the Week for the AL. Sid Bream, of course, against us, was on fire. He is the NL Player of the Week. Leading leading the MLB in left field home runs, or playing left field. Bonds, of course. Kevin Mitchell. Yeah, you got some good left fielder power hitters. Looks like the Sky Sox are in first by far, 53-31 record. Um, and the Vancouver Canadians are 43-41 with a power ranking quite below us, the Sky Sox. So I do have some good guys in AAA. My farm system, though, I don't have like highly ranked prospects. It's just kind of, so it's not like guys that are projected to be really good, but projected to make the majors. I have a lot of those kind of guys. Here's the overall power rankings: Braves, Reds, Mariners, Mets, Cardinals now in fifth, moving up after sweeping me. I think. Do we know we win the first game, but winning the series? And where do we move down to 12th? But let's take a look at my AAA. Here's our AAA. Al Leiter, I sent him down because he had 39 innings with me and a 7.38 ERA. But not like a high stuff guy, but I took him because he was not protected, and had a good year last year in 92 with Toronto. ERA plus, well, actually, so I looked back a little further with him, like looking in the minors and stuff. He was good. So when I said I had a good year, I mean he only pitched 12 innings, but had a below one WHIP and 2.25 ERA. And in AAA, I guess he wasn't great in 92 in AAA, but in 91 came up a little bit. He had he had 9 innings in single A. Did really well back in 1990. Really well in single A. So he just seemed like a guy. He is a free agent after this year, so I seemed like a guy that, hey, let's take him. And I don't know if I don't have to re-sign him, but he's tearing it up down here. So I might bring him back up soon. It's good to know he's doing well. But Kip Gross, I like him. He's a good young pitcher. Well, I guess his ratings aren't that great. They've gone down, but he's very popular. And he had a decent year in 92. He was above average with the Dodgers in 93 innings pitched. Had a 3.48 ERA, which is a 1.03 ERA plus, and came up with the Reds in 91 and did well. 1.06 ERA plus, and was really good in the minors. I mean, 47 innings and a 2.11 ERA. So he seemed like a guy that might get it done. Low stuff though, low stuff, and I think his ratings have maybe gone down. I don't know if I would have gotten him uh, if that was what his ratings were. Let's see, scouting. Yeah, movement was 55, went down to 50. I guess his control went up a little bit. This is the latest report. Oh, so July, that went down. May. Oh, May. Yeah, okay. So, yeah, I guess this is this where it was before, maybe? 40s and 55 movement. So, movement's good, obviously, at altitude. Try to avoid gappers and stuff, just singles. Make them single you to death. Dave Need, he was with the Braves, had a good year with them last year. He was getting a lot of save opportunities, had 19 saves, a sub 2 ERA. He's 24 years old. Not like rated high as far as my scout, and obviously their scout because they let him go, but could be a borderline starter. They got him in the pen here, but he could start. So and then Percival, we got him. I think was that was yeah an expansion pick as well. High stuff guy. I like him a lot. I mean, obviously in real life he became a stud. Um, we did start him up on the big league roster, pitched 8 innings, but was getting rocked, and I had other guys that I felt like were ready to come up. But I certainly may bring him up. Where's he at here? He's on fire. He's at 113 ERA plus. I really like his ratings. I think I'm gonna do that. Maybe we go Quantrill back down. I mean, I would send Hernandez down, but he's just seems like he's got his ratings aren't bad. It's right around average, but some of those guys down there in my AAA are not, except for Percival, are not going to blow you away with ratings. So Quantrill is going to get sent down. He's still got a great attitude, so that's huge. A lot of times they get pissed off. Their morale does when they go down, but that's big. And then we're going Percival up. He expects to be playing the majors. He's normal morale. Now it's great. He's going to be a middle relief guy. Let's go avoid high leverage for now. You know what? We'll let them manage that. We'll keep it at normal. Um, okay, so that's that move. Let's take a look at yeah, here's our hitters. We can crush down here in AAA. I like this Pretty guy, Todd Pretty guy. So if we, I don't remember when Helton is a rookie, I don't 95 or not a rookie, but drafted. I know he was a rookie in real life, I believe in 97, at the end of 97, and then 98 was his first full year. But this guy Pretty, looking really good. 13 jacks, slugging 655. He's a first baseman. So, if he ends up good and I got a good first base, I could trade Helton for a good player. Herman Johnson, even though low contact, he's a catcher. I really like this. Is it McCoy? Where is it? Oh, this guy, Dave. Dave Stat. He might strike out, but 70 home run power right now down in AAA. He's 25. He plays a decent center. He's got good range. And he's like right around average contact and gap power, above average eye, and hits jacks. So center fielder with power. I like that. So definitely may look to bring him up soon. It's just that, we've been winning. Um, Massey, I like his ratings, good eye, and then average to above in a lot of these categories. Maybe slightly below, obviously striking out, but he's good defensively, plays a good left field, but he's just, he hasn't been doing well. He's had 82 at bats. He's hitting 171. Tim Clark, I brought him up recently. I think that was someone got hurt. Who was it? Oh, maybe not. I might have just brought him up. He was doing well down in AAA, 260 at bats. So he's only had 7 at bats. I'll leave him up. But Lampkin been struggling. He's bad defensively. He's fast, but he's a great leader. He's my backup catcher, so that's fine. But maybe these guys are all young as well. Like Massey is 27, Clark's 24. I gotta leave him up. Lampkin's 29, Listash 25. Good defensively, so not hitting well, but good defensively. That's been my thing. Like I'll take these guys. Lennon can play a lot of positions and can play a few of them really well. Lansing, good defensively, can play second, third, short. I got him at shortstop right now. Be great to have a good hitting in defense shortstop. Lansing only a 50 rating at short, but he's above average in all these categories. So that's been my obvious strategy. Get guys good at defense, and then hopefully they'll hit, being at a hitter's ballpark. But yeah, some of these guys certainly. Yeah, maybe Pretty. Who's my starting first baseman? It's Lennon, who's 78 OPS plus. And so he could maybe play left. Yeah, I might bring, but I don't want to shake it up too much because unless we're like out of it. We're 6 games out. 6 games below 500. That is. We're more than 6 out. We're going to finish the All-Star days and all that kind of stuff. Albert Bell winning the home run challenge. And who won the All-Star game? Griffey wins the MVP with the AL winning 5-3. All right, now we start the second half at Chicago. So let's, you know what I'd like to do here is, so this is the lineup I have. I'd like to see what my manager would do. So let's ask manager for this lineup in depth chart. Let's see how it changed. They like Bragg. Yeah, they've been leading Bragg off. They have Burnett's on the bench, Lansing on the bench, Lennon on the bench. So they go Listash at short. I mean, he's a 50, but he's real similar to Lansing as far as defense. They like starting Clark. They're going to toss him in there. Um, yeah, Listash, they got Rick Wilkins, so that's good. But King, yeah, Peters at cleanup. That's interesting. Let's see how that compares. I got Peters hitting 2. Casillas, yes, he's 5th. They like him 5th. I mean, his ratings are not that impressive, but he's got like one of the highest on base percentages. I guess Bragg's is a little higher. Bragg's at 382. Peters at 383. So I like Peters up. But I guess he's also my best slugger is Peters. So they like him hitting cleanup. So I really don't mind that. I'd like to get Burnett's in the lineup. Um, he plays right. Bragg not really, yeah, Bragg not good defensively. So that's why I didn't have him in. He's a little better at left than he is at right. And then where would Peters go? Peters could play third, but he's also not great defensively. So if Peters went to third, Jeff King goes to first where he's better. And that I would take Tim Clark out. So that's what's one option, I guess, to get Burnett's in. Basically, Burnett's in, Clark out. Both of them are lefties. And then Lansing, good infielder. Defensively, probably, yeah, he's better than Pena slightly. You know, King isn't great at third, but he could play a good first. And Listash, yeah, about the same as Lansing at short. So having a good infield, man, I think that's important. Um, but let's see. You know, I'm gonna let him especially because I just changed all those strategies and we've been losing a little bit lately. So I'm gonna go ask manager for all depth charts and lineups. They like Pena leading off against righties. All right, I'm gonna leave the pitching staff as it is because it's been going pretty decent. A couple guys here. Well, yeah, Percival's new, but Hernandez been struggling. Perez not doing great. But look at all these guys above 100 ERA plus. It's like everyone except 2 guys. Trombley's right at 100, right at average. Frank Castillo, a little bit above, even after getting rocked last time. So it's Hernandez and Percival, who I just brought up. All right, let's play the Cubs game. Here we go. Kind of some new, letting the manager take a little more reign. And we lose in 11 innings. Heartbreaker, 3-4. Cubs are right at 500. Sandberg hitting cleanup. 9 jacks, had a good day. Darryl Strawberry, who they signed in the offseason from LA. Only hitting 204, but 8 dingers. He's hitting 5th for him. And then no one really hurting us after that. Burnett's 2 for 3. He's got 12 homers now. Did he have 11 before? Did he hit one? He sure did. He had 2. He had 10 before. So big day for Burnett's. Rick Wilkins, a couple hits. It's good to see him getting some hits because I got him. He's 26 years old. Got him as a hitter that also was a slightly above average. I'd love to have a good defensive catcher. Cone pitched great. 2 earned runs in 9 innings. Went the is that technically? I think that's technically a complete game, isn't it? Oh, it doesn't say that, but I think it is. If you go 9 and then you come out, but I don't know. Maybe not. Let's see. Is there a way to find out pitching stats? Um, where's complete games? I thought that was right here on the first stats. Let's go to game log. Maybe it'll say CG. Um, yeah, I don't know how to sort with other stats. Hmm. Maybe back to pitching stats here. View expanded. Here's shutouts. Usually you'd see it along around with shutouts. I know it's definitely a kept stat in this game because it's here it is, complete games. He's had three, so I just don't know if this last one was one or not. Can I view game log under that? No. It's got like batter's face, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, anyway, pitched great. Martin got the loss. I'm glad they went to him. That's a good call. He's my best guy, but got hit, gave up 2 runs in an inning. And then Charlton technically blew the save, so he came in to face whoever got the game-winning hit. Okay, let's sim out the next one. 47 and 42 now, so and now 47, 43. We're just losing a lot. I'd say we can be sellers, but buying maybe for next year, buying for maybe 95, and it might be kind of close to start bringing guys up and down. Beltran, not great. 5 earned runs in 5 2/3. Hutchison got the win for them, having a decent year, sub 4 ERA. A lot of guys with one hit throughout their lineup. So trying to avoid the sweep now. It's a 4 game series actually, so let's see if we can split with them. Got to win this one to have that happen, and we lose 2-4. Man, so we're really on a skid here. Is that like 6 in a row or something at least? Peter's getting a hit. King with a couple. Casillas with a couple, still hitting over 300. Rick Wilkins with a couple. He's been hitting well lately. And Frank Castillo, not terrible, 4 earned runs and 7 2/3, but not good enough. Or we got to hit better. Um, yeah, just kind of all around. Like we could have pitched better, we could have hit better. So they're 46 and 44, very similar to us now. Let's see what thing I think we got to make some kind of moves here. They're starting Clark. I mean, he hasn't been producing. It's only 16 at bats, so we'll let him stay up. But Lampkin maybe down. He's at 115. I know that's not a lot. Rick Wilkins is getting the vast majority of our at bats. But yeah, Lampkin, what he goes to arbitration after this series. Good leader, but I've got plenty of that right now, and I got a good catcher down in AAA. This Herman Johnson. However, I don't think he's ready. Terrible contact rating. Terrible. He's just going to swing and miss every time. Strikes out. Terrible contact. But he's hitting well down in the hitter's park, down in the hitter's league. He's actually not the starter. Okay, here's McMullen is my starter in AAA, who has much better ratings, much better. Good gap power, good above average arm. He's on fire lately. But yeah, he's only a 30 on the scale of catcher, but I might bring him up to be kind of my backup catcher. He's 24. I think that's maybe, or do you leave him? Do you leave him down because he's not on my 40 man, and you don't start his clock, and then you bring him up at the start of next year? I mean, Lampkin doesn't get a lot of time or at bats, so I think I don't. Wilkins is doing well. He's my guy up there, so I don't want to bring McMullen up yet. Statton certainly open to bringing him up. He isn't on the 40 man, but he could come up and be a starter. Um, I mean, who would he? I guess who would he go in for? My three best players are outfielders, 3 best hitters, and then Burnett's right right behind him. So yeah, I don't know. I might, you know what? I might try to trade Bragg. He's been coming along. I know he's 23. I like him. He's got a great eye. He'll get on base and steal, but his defense, his range is well below average. I just value that a lot for moving into Mile High, and maybe I can get or moving into Coors Field, and maybe I can get a lot for him. So let's shop him. Let's just see, because it's already July 18. I mean, I assume we're gonna have maybe some trades starting kind of soon. We got some waivers. Now I think I did bump trades down. Like you can, where is it? Oh yeah, I have it at very low. Let's just put it at low because last year there were a lot, and I know the game kind of had some issues with that. This out of the park 2024, but they apparently had it fixed or whatever, and so I don't know if I, but it didn't seem like it last year. There were a ton of trades, so I just moved it down. So now it'll be at low instead of very low. Let's see what other news do we have here? Nothing really. Um, so yeah, let's shop Bragg around. What is this? He doesn't start against righties? That's kind of weird. He's a lefty. Let's shop him around, see what we can get from him. We're just gonna go single player. Let's go to team needs and add, oops, I guess I had something up there. Yeah, potential good. Okay. We got that up there. So nothing in that category. I mean, here's some intriguing names. There's Doc Gooden, but he's a 4.48 ERA this year. He's on pretty big money, 2 mil for back then. I mean, that's not terrible, but he's not having a good year. He is 28 and very high accomplished. What about pitching stats? Basic. Let's go back to basic. So with Boston, he's right around 100 as far as ERA plus, that is, in 93 here. Yeah, I mean, he was like a young phenom, which was the case in real life. And I think he stayed pretty good in real life. But in this game, he just hasn't had a good year since 89. So no thanks. I mean, there's Billy Swift, but he's 5.50 ERA, 31 years old already. I don't know. There's a lot of guys here. What about prospect package? What would people give me for him as far as prospects? So there's a lot of offers here. Um, Here's a starting pitcher, but not impressive. Another starting pitcher. Our assistant says it would be a mistake. Our assistant says all of these would be a mistake. Wouldn't pull the trigger. He said he doesn't have a strong opinion. Oh, there's Phil Plantier. Good first baseman. Yeah, I like his, wow, 70 power. He seems like a pretty good prospect. But yeah, I mean, I got that Clark guy up, and they seem to like him. I mean, they hit him third. He seems solid. He loves the snooze button on his alarm, huh? Maybe I can shop him around. Maybe I get Plantier. He's my new first baseman. Shop around Clark. I mean, he can get pretty good at first. Got traded last year. I mean, I like that home run power. But giving up Bragg, I don't know. It seems like I could get more for him. He's good gap power, great eye, and he's very fast. He's a good leader. So I don't know. I don't know if I'm sold on that one. Here's a couple guys, but yeah, from the Reds. Bragg, it says, is the 225th ranked prospect. So I don't see notes on any of these other guys. There's a shortstop. Here's a decent starting pitcher. My GM likes this. He says, heck yeah. Dilson Torres. Good control guy. I mean, he's low movement. He's a finesse pitcher. How's he doing? He's in AAA, 3.90 ERA, 80 innings. That's below average. But, he's a 128th ranked prospect. That's you're upgrading, right? So, I mean, I don't know. That's intriguing there. I mean, here's my farm system. We got let's go back to let's go to home. Here's our top three guys. Dave Statton, the center fielder I like, 135th. So I got nobody in the top 100 right now. Nafee, who's hitting under 200 in rookie ball, it's his first year, and then John Thompson, who's in single A, doing well down there, but he's I mean he I like his potential. He could be good, but man, you can never have enough starting pitching, can you? So I think I'm leaning toward doing that. But I like Phil Plantier. Maybe we can try to maybe propose somebody else. What about that first baseman we got? Yeah, do you think here I'm gonna submit a couple offers. So um, he's up. I'm gonna try to trade this guy. I mean, I doubt they'll do this, but I can just go back to Bragg then. Like, hey, would you take Clark for Plantier? He said, if they accepted this, they should fire their GM. Okay, I'm not even gonna try that one. But let's try to go Clark. Would they go Clark for Torres? I doubt that too. I mean, Bragg is a pretty good prospect for me. But let's just see what my assistant says. Get rid of Bragg. I can't imagine they'll even consider an acceptance deal. Okay. Well, maybe yeah. I mean, maybe we can get somebody else for. Gosh, I don't know. I'm kind of thinking try to get someone else for Torres, but it seems like this is a better deal because we're upgrading for sure, and like Plantier might be kind of more my scout sees him as solid. But man, he's got 9 homers this year. He's up in the bigs. He's 24, so he's not a prospect anymore. I guess he goes to arbitration, or they're worried that he's gonna get too much. He'll have 750. Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna get the. I don't think they're valuing Plantier as much, so I think I'm gonna go with Torres. But I'm gonna keep browsing. Let's see what else we got. Looks like nothing really. GM, my assistant doesn't really. Here's one guy, Dennis Walsh, starting pitcher. I mean, not as good as the other guy. Okay, Pedro Munoz. He's slugging over 756 at bats with the Royals. But yeah, okay, we're gonna go. I'm gonna trade Bragg for Torres. Where is he? Here it is. The Angels. We're gonna do that. I hate to see Bragg go, but I'm getting a decent starting pitching prospect, and that frees up a spot for me in the outfield. So there we go. And then we're gonna try to trade for Phil Plantier. I forgot who he was with, but I'll find him. And okay, so that'll put Burnett's in to the starting lineup. Let's just let my manager take care of this. Good, he put Burnett's in. Um, I'd still like to see maybe Lansing in, Listash over Listash, but that's fine. I'm gonna let him go for a little bit here for now. But yeah, they got Pena now leading off or Peters, so we can bring somebody up. Who we have as backups? Massey, yeah, Bill Massey, Mass. I don't know. I think it's Mass. Um, so he's kind of our main backup outfielder. I mean, I like him too. He's better defensively. Uh, was it Dave down here? Dave Staton. Yeah, he's pretty good defensively too. I'd like to bring him up. So I wonder if we can get something for Mass. Maybe they'll take Mass for uh, Phil Plantier. Let's shop him around. Let's go prospect package. And if not, I might just try to offer this anyway. Oh, nobody wants him. What? Man, okay. Actually, was it? Yeah, I guess that's strange that Plantier showed up as a prospect, but we're gonna have to find him. What was he on? Is he with the Padres? They have McGuire. That's right. They picked him up in the offseason. Wherever he was like angry that he wasn't starting. Was it Houston? Bagwell, Mouton. We're going to go transactions. We're going to go view all player list and sort by name, which it is not sorted by. Here we go. And we'll find Phil Plantier. Where is he? PL, there it is. He is with Minnesota. So we're going to try to trade for him. And I mean, I could throw Lincoln in there, maybe. I don't know. That's probably not enticing. But where's Mass? Let's just see what they say. Upping our ante may get them to do the deal. Yeah, okay. So maybe some guys in the minors, or I don't know, maybe like Listash. When I do like his defense, he's very fast. Can't really hit though. Like Lansing seems like he could be better, and he's fast too. So I do like Lansing better. We're gonna toss Listash in there, see if that helps. What do they say about this? If they accept this, they're bigger suckers than I realized. Okay, I think we need to add more. Is it Mass that they don't like? No, but I might send Mass down anyway. So I don't know. Looks like they are starting Lansing against righties. That's good. Patrick Lennon, I like this guy, but maybe he's trade bait. Or let's look at our minors here. Some of our better guys. Oh yeah, well what about maybe this maybe Clark and Mass. Let's go back. So let's go Clark and Mass. Let's see what they have to say about that. Because my apparently my manager likes Clark enough to start him. Only a fool would reject this offer. The deal might get done if we offer a bit more. Only a fool. You mean accept this offer, right? Only a fool would reject this offer. The deal might get done if we offer a bit more. All right. Well, I'm just going to offer this. We're going to see what they say. Okay. So now we can bring somebody up. We got a spot freed up. Um, we got plenty of room on the 40 man. Humphreys is already on the 40 man. Let's look at who's doing the best down here. Again, I don't want to bring up my catcher yet. I could go pretty. Could go pretty, and he'll be in for the other guy, my other first baseman. But I'm thinking Stat. Bob O'Leary. He's on the minimum. He is on the 40 man. Bob O'Leary. So maybe I wait to bring Statton up because he's not on the 40 man yet. I mean, there is incentive to not start their clock, isn't there? Like we're not going to make the playoffs or anything this year. So Uh, I mean, Leary's doing well. So is McCoy. He's on the 40 man. He can play a real good left. Has him as a center fielder, but he's got good home run power too. I'm thinking McCoy because he's on the 40 man. Let's bring him up. Let's change him to a left fielder. And if I could trade Mass, free up a spot, then we'll cross that bridge when it comes. There we go. Finally got a win. And Minnesota is saying almost. Okay. So they got a lot of guys here that they would take, but it looks like a lot of good guys. Nafee, there's Quantrill. He's sniffed the bigs and he's doing really well in AAA or was. McCracken, who's probably going to be a good prospect for me. I like him. He hustles. He's good defensively. Can't give up Percival. Who's this guy? Barry. I could give this guy up. He's a closer. Well, he could be a starter though, apparently. So that changes these ratings. Like that's not as bad. They have him as a closer though. I don't want to give up Statton nor Martin. Craig Counsell. He's hitting real well down in the rookie league. Here he is. I like him. Yeah, and he's going to be good defensively too. He can play anywhere in the infield. Like he already looks like a Mike Lansing type. In fact, I might bump him up to single A here. I mean, he's tearing it up down there in OPS and 830 down in rookie ball. Let's do that. Let's bump him up to single A. Hopefully there's enough room. Let's check that out. Single A, 28, perfect. So they're full now. Okay, so anyway, let's go all the way back. I don't want to add him. Really, the only thing I'll consider is this Barry guy. Let's see. I'm gonna go add Barry and discuss. Says my guy, Assistant says this isn't too bad. Phil Plantier, they got him as a left fielder now, but I see him at first. It's a home run hitter. I mean, so is Mass a little bit. Clark, Clark looks okay. Yeah, I don't know. This one's tough. I wonder, can I scout? I guess Barry is he's kind of the wild card here. He's popular apparently locally. He's in AAA. What what are his numbers here in AAA? Doing pretty well. 3.11 ERA, low WHIP. He's done really well at every level that he's been at. 25 years old. Hmm. I wanna scout him. I guess it's a very high scout, so I want to look at his scout. What do they say here? He can mix pitches, although none grade out well. Profile's decent stuff. I'm not gonna knock your socks off, but not batting practice fodder either. He will likely be ineffective as a starter. I don't know. That's a tough one here. Let's check this game out first, and then we'll go. So Trombley with the win. Peters 2 for 3. Nice to see there. Clark, they have him hitting third. They just like this guy. He did get 2 hits today. So I don't know. Maybe they like him for a reason. He's a line drive hitter. He's a pull hitter. He's a lefty. Burnett's good game. 3 ribbies. 14 jacks. Man, I like Burnett's. He's good defensively. He's fast too. Lansing started at short, Ofer. And Trombley with the win. Only 1 earned run, 8 in the 3rd innings. Martin coming in, getting a save. Minuscule ERA, still under 2. So yeah, back to Phil Plantier. He'd be a first baseman. I mean, I don't. Let's go to this player development. Let's look at by potential ratings. What does it have at first? Jeff King, McCoy, and then there's Pretty. So McCoy, obviously, yeah, I mean, he could be a good first baseman. I assume this factors in defense and offense. So there's Pretty. I mean, oh, this is Pretty. This isn't the guy that's up. Pretty looks pretty solid. So yeah, I'm good giving up Clark. The thing is just with that pitching prospect. Now here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go to organization, minor leagues. Like, where's this guy rank? So here's my top guys, top 5, 6. I mean, okay, he's pretty far down here. In fact, he's not even in. I don't know if this is top 20 or so. And I think I can also go to here, prospect pipeline, Rockies. Let's go all pitchers. See where he ranks. Where is he? Am I missing him? What was his name? Was it this guy Cecil? No, he's having a ridiculous year. Let's go back. Oh, is it Torres? That's the guy I just traded for. So they put him in rookie level. So I'm going to move him up. We're going to move him up. He's great morale down in rookie ball. Let's at least move him up to single A, I guess. He was just in triple A though? He was doing a little below average. So single A is fine for now. We don't have a double A. The Rockies until 94. So 93, they did not have a double A. Neither did the Marlins. All right, where is this dude? Now I forgot his name. Is it Frank? I don't think it's Campos. Is he like just way down here? I don't I don't see him. I'm gonna go back. Okay, so twins say Barry Soto. Okay. Barry Soto. There's Dan Barry. What am I missing? There's Pettiford. I gotta scroll down even more. Where is this guy? I'm on pitcher. Is this just show top 100 prospects? Can I go to 200? This is all our guys apparently. Is he not technically a prospect anymore? Is that why? Does he come up? I mean, where is this guy? Am I blind here? Torres Thompson. There's no one with a P until Cecil Pittiford. Paul. Paul Menhart. Yeah, I don't see Barry Pitticio or whatever. Okay, well that's weird. So I mean, he's in my AAA. He's just not considered a prospect. He's a closer. He's 25. How is he not considered a prospect? That's weird. I don't know what the deal is with him. He doesn't show up in my stuff. Is this like a glitch? Let's go to front office player development. See if he's. Oh, here's more guys. I think here's more prospects, kind of listed maybe best to worst. I don't see him here either. Um, here's here's the top guys as far as by potential rating. How about by only prospects? Dan Barry, there's Barry Nelson, and this is all by potential ratings. What about by current ratings? Okay, well, I don't know what the deal is with this guy. It's weird. He's not showing up. He's in my organization. He's doing well. He's doing well. And maybe is it because he didn't play in '92 or something? Or I guess he did. Rookie ball. He did really well. Did really well down there. I mean, he seems decent. I don't know why he's not showing up in my top prospect pipeline or whatever here. Maybe I don't do just pitchers. Scroll down. Here's Burdick. What was the last guy? Dan Barry. Yeah, I don't see him. So he can't be valued that high, I guess. I don't know. I wonder if there's any other ways to try to find this guy. Um, that's top, yeah, top 200. Is that going to help? I think it's still all the same. If I go to like my minors leagues here, view minor league lists. Oh, actually, let's go. Oh, shoot. Let's go back. Minor leagues overview. Yeah, that's all these guys. I already looked through this. Didn't see him. But here's stuff potential sorted by. Oh, you know what? I wonder if he's is he waived? Is he like on wave? Oh, here he is. I mean, he's here. Barry Parasito. Huh. Could be a starter, current and projected. You know what? I'm just gonna pull the trigger. I mean, he's not showing up as a good player for me for whatever reason. Watch him go be really good. I mean, I'm sure all these guys are decent that they want. So, but my assistant GM says that we're not like being idiots by doing this. So we'll get Phil Plantier. I like Plantier, man. He's going to be a first baseman for me. Let's complete the trade. Here we go. Boom. Got it done. Let's uh let's add Plantier to the roster now. And we only got 24 guys now in AAA, so we'll bring a couple guys up from single A. Only 23 guys in rookie, so we're gonna have to bring that's advanced rookie. We're gonna have to bring a couple guys up from low rookie. We're also going to add another player to the roster. Let's let the manager do all depth charts and lineups. They like playing tier two. Nice. They got him hitting third, playing first base. There's Peters, Burnett, and Casillas. Lansing now in at short, at least against righties. Against lefties, they go Listash. That's fine. Plantier hitting cleanup. Wow. So we got like a 3-4 hitter. Giving up some maybe decent prospects, but I like him for the future. Goes to arbitration next year. That's fine. I'll hang on to him. We'll pay him if he's doing well. We got some money. 12 mil here. All right. So who are we going to bring up now? McCoy is our only bench outfielder. I mean, Lennon can play, but let's see also who's on the 40 man. So Humphreys is, but he hasn't been doing great. Leary hasn't been doing great, but I'm good with bringing an outfielder up. Otherwise, be another pitcher. Who does my scout say? He says Stanton is ready. Says Stanton's ready, and I do need to protect Stanton by next year anyway. So I just, it comes up and sits on the bench. I don't know if that's good, but maybe they'll play him quite a bit. It's just like who for though? If we can keep getting these guys innings and like they end up being good, and then I can trade one of them to free up a spot. So I think I'm going to leave him down still. McCoy is up. He was only hitting 207 down in AAA, but his OPS was good, wasn't it? Yeah, 123. Wow. Or 123 OPS plus, that is. OPS was only 751, so that's interesting. Not great, but not bad, but somehow that's 23% above average. Huh. Okay, well, we're going to first of all bring up some players here. They got how many pitchers? They got 13 pitchers. What do we have in AAA? We got 13 as well. So let's just bring up hitters. A couple of the best guys, I think. Santee, we'll bring him up. Doing well. He's a starter. Jason Bates, couple infielders, and maybe an outfielder as well. Because then I will bring somebody up to the bigs from AAA. So all these guys, let's bump them up to AAA. And then we'll look again here at AAA. And oh yeah, how about maybe Pretty? I know they got Phil Plantier at first, but Pretty can be a pinch hitter. Plantier could play outfield if they need him. I mean, he could be a good prospect too for me, man. I don't know. I like him and Statton, of course. Those guys are hitting 3 and 4. So yeah, I just don't know where the room would be for these guys. McCoy is a backup outfielder. Lennon, he can play short. Lansing, Listash. I mean, I got to keep these guys up because they're middle infielders, which I don't really have. So McCoy is kind of my backup first baseman. So let's go with the guy hitting the best. Let's go with what's his face, Pretty. There we go. All right, time to keep simming here. We'll sim a little bit more, and then I'll stop the video. Playing at Florida, they're not doing real well. They are 27 win team currently, 29 and a half out. I can't talk because we're 15 out, but Braves are just ridiculous. So we get another 5-1 win, 2 5-1 wins in a row. So who do we play here? Phil Plantier getting a ribby and a knock in his first game with Colorado. Jeff King going 3 for 4. Now he could be a good first baseman of the future, but he also has a good arm. I like that for third. He can play an okay third. Range isn't as important for third base. Lansing continues to go 0 for Pretty, coming up, getting his first big league knock. 1 for 1, batting 1,000. Go ahead and retire and be at the top of the leaderboards. Tillman getting the win, pitching great. Man, I'm happy with the pitchers. He had 8 innings through 100 pitches, 1 earned run, only 2 walks. That's outstanding. Here we go, playing Florida again. See if we can get back on the win wagon. They're not a very good team. We lose 3-1. Go for the series win tomorrow. King hitting in the 2 spot, going 2 for 4. Phil Plantier 0 for 3. Trey McCoy coming in for a pinch hit. That is his first big league at bat as well. First big league hit. Stan Javier, Florida. This is Florida's team. They do have Keith Mitchell, Kevin Mitchell's, I believe, brother. Turner Ward, he's having a good year. He's hitting 300 with 7 jacks. Greg Zahn, he's maybe a good young catcher for him, 22 years old. And Frank Viola getting the win for him. He's having a decent season. He's 33. They're paying him, I think, 2.8 mil. They're paying him. He was a former Cy Young winner back in '88. Wetland getting the save. He's got a 7 ERA on the year, though. He was unprotected. He had a good year last year with Montreal, but just not doing well with Florida. And David Cone getting the loss. Man, I would like Cone going today. I would have thought we could get 2 of 3 at least with Cone going. Let's see if we have any messages. Yeah, didn't I submitted that? Didn't I submit 2 of them? No, I didn't. I just submitted that one. That's right. What else we got? Here's the latest power rankings. Looks like both my minor league teams are doing real well. We're 14th. Braves, Reds, Mets, Blue Jays. Do we have any players of the week or anything? Here's leaders in caught stealing. Ricky Henderson in career caught stealing. Here's some players of the week. Juan gone with the Rangers in McGriff with the Braves. I believe McGriff in this game, yeah. So came in, he was with San Diego, just like in real life. And then he signed, actually traded. So just like in real life, traded to the Braves. So that's kind of funny, kind of interesting. That's how he ended up on Atlanta. It looks like there's some trade talks getting rolling now here as we get toward the end of July. I kicked it off, obviously. One thing that we were going to do here is high advanced rookie only has 23 guys on the roster. So we're gonna bump some guys up here. Where do they need the help? They got 11 bench players, 12 pitchers. So maybe 1 or 2 pitchers and definitely maybe a handful because they got a 35-man roster, handful of position players. I'd like to bring this catcher up, but they have another. They just have 2. So let's hold off on him. We'll bring these guys up though. Oh, I'm sorry. That's advanced rookie. So here is the low rookie ball. And a lot of these guys, just not a lot of at bats. Holdren, though, he has had a lot, 112 plate appearances. Gibson, let's bring him up. Gadis, these guys are all rocking. I mean, their OPS pluses are like around 200. 83 at bats. I think that'll be good for now. Let's bring all these guys up. That's 4. And so what are they at now? They're at 27 guys, but 14 bench players. They're at 15. So I like that. And then 13 pitchers and 12. So maybe we can bring one guy up if he's looking real good, like Jason Johnson, 35 innings and a 3.43 ERA plus at a 1.03 ERA. Let's bring him up. I'm going to put him in advanced rookie. There we go. That's good. I like that. They're at 26 guys. Let's see. Is there anything that needs to be moved around here? This is how he's doing it. Plantier starting at first. By bringing Pretty up, let's have him to ask him to do all the depth charts again. So they got Pretty now as the top pinch hitter against righties, at least. He is a lefty. So we got some good lefty power hitters, which actually does not really favor our ballpark for now. So here we go. Final game of the Florida series, going for the series win. Trying to get to our 50th win. We do not. It's a 2-1 loss. That's tough. Couldn't hit. Peters, though, leading off with a couple of them. A lot of guys at the top of the order getting some hits, but No ribbies. No ribbies from any of those guys. So I don't know, the run. How did the run score? Where does it say? Scoring summary. What do we got up here? We got one in the top of the sixth. Looks like it was earned. So maybe, yeah, I guess you don't get a ribby if you ground out in the run scores. Is that right? I can't recall that. I mean, you get it on a sac fly, so I think you get it if on a ground out. I don't know. You get it on a walk? Do you get it on a pass ball? Maybe not. Maybe it's a pass ball or a wild pitch. That could be. That could have scored, I guess. But anyway, no ribbies for our guys. Beltran pitched great. You got to get him the win, man. 2 earned runs, 6 innings. Now we got St. Louis again. They're going to be tough. It looks like a 4-game series against them. And we are approaching the trade deadline. Looks like we have a deal here. Tony Pena Sr., 36-year-old with the Mariners, working out a deal with the Pirates. Is this, yeah, have agreed. So right-handed pitcher Marcos Garcia looks like a decent rated wise, not good control, but otherwise decent young pitcher maybe. So that's the next trade. All right, we got the Cardinals. Let's do one game here, and then I got to get going. Trying to reach 50 wins. We do. Nice win against the Cardinals. They're at 55 and 41. So looks like Ray Lankford had a great game for them. Well, 1-for-1, but 2 ribbies and 3 walks. So he was on 4-for-4. Pena 2-for-4. Phil Plantier's still struggling. 0-for-4 today. Burnett's 3-for-4. 14 jacks. He's turned into a decent power hitter for us, and he's fast. He leads my team in. No, he doesn't. King leads in ribbies, but Burnett's is second with 50. Castillo, not bad. Came out after 5 innings, 2 runs. They hooked him quick. Percival gets the win, and then Penn just holding him down. Great job, Martin, with the save. Man, he's looking good. He's still on the minimum. Gotta love him. He could have been an all-star this year. He was an all-star last year. Certainly he could have been as well. All right, that'll be it for today. I'll jump in later with a new video update later on in the season, maybe around trade deadline, or I'll just fill you in on the trades and stuff that I made and that team's made. But that'll be it for today.